Yomawari Night Alone is a stealth horror game where you play as a little girl searching for her sister and missing dog through a nightmarish version of her hometown. Nailing a good horror game comes down a lot to the atmosphere and the sounds. Yomawari gets these right. There's no music in the game except for the end credits. Every footstep, growl from demons, and the sound of the girl's heart racing adds tension to the game. And each time you die, the blood splash death screens flashes with the sound of bones crunching. Playing the game with headphones and in the dark is the best way to experience it, and I found my heart beating faster when a demon was close by. The town is pretty big with lots of areas to explore, and despite the cartoony graphics, it looks like how I'd imagine a small Japanese town would look. You use a torch to light your way, and many demons can only be seen when the torch is shined on them. This adds to the tension and scares because many times I died without even knowing which direction the demon was coming from. The death screen was the moment that caused me the most jump scares, although I did become more immune to it by the end. The game is mainly about exploration and finding keys to progress the game while avoiding demons. There's no way to attack and the player moves very slowly, which adds to the tension again because the player is just so helpless. The game took me around 8 hours to finish, but you need more time to find all the collectibles and platinum the game. It's being sold as a package with H-Told Nick, not sure I'm pronouncing that right, so it's a decent purchase to get 2 games. I found 2 drawbacks with the game. The first is that the last 2 levels were quite frustrating. Since the character moves so slowly and the enemies become faster and smarter, I ended up dying a lot. There were times where there was no way to avoid an enemy because they move so much faster than you. It makes sense to up the difficulty as the game progresses, but it became frustrating dying at the same point 20 times. The other drawback is dying itself. When you die, you keep all the items and keys that you grabbed. This makes sense in terms of not making you repeat a difficult section to grab a key, but it also meant there was very little consequence for dying. When you die, you quickly respawn at the last checkpoint. A few times I found it quicker to let myself die to get back to a checkpoint rather than walk back. And since I keep all my items, it was actually helpful to let myself die. This isn't a major negative point to be fair, because I think it's a necessary mechanic to avoid frustration by repeating sections, but it reduced some of the tension of dying. Overall though, these are 2 pretty minor gripes. Yomawari is a good game and it's a good addition to Vita's library. It's a unique game and it doesn't overstay its welcome by being unnecessarily long. If you like horror games, then this is an easy game to recommend. My score is 4 out of 5. Thanks for watching and let me know what you think when you play it. I want to add a little warning at the end of the video for trophy hunters. It doesn't affect my review of the game, but the Platinum has one very annoying trophy. One of the trophies requires you to play the game for 50 hours. Given it took me around 8 hours to complete the game, I don't think it makes a lot of sense to play for another 42 hours just to get a trophy. I think 15 hours would have been a much fairer amount of time. If you don't care that much about trophies, then this won't be a big deal to you. But if you do, then just be aware this one's a hassle to get.